Hey guys, it's Lindsay, and there's a new LG in the wild. It's the G8s ThinQ. Let's get to it. So this is not the full bore G8. This is kind of the light version, but it's not the Huawei does the lightweight, where they kind of strip out a lot of the key features and then they call that the same thing. This is a full-on G8 flagship. So it's rocking 3 cameras on the back, time of flight sensor up front, with that new front-facing camera. It's the same setup that's on the V40, although I do prefer the V40 a little bit, running the Android Pie software, but I'll get to that in a second. Other key differences, 1080p screen, not the 1440 that you get on the G8, but it is an G OLED, which is using the glass substrate instead of the plastic substrate in the OLEDs like LG used to do. Only 1080p, but mated to the Snapdragon 855 processor, which is the big daddy from Qualcomm right now. 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. So this is proper flagship territory. So how do they get this phone down to 11,500 Rand? I'll tell you. They stripped out the quad DAC, which is a little bit sad, but what remains is Qualcomm's amazing, for now, audio signal processing on their native DAC. So you're getting 15 clicks of volume control on the headphone instead of the 75 that you do on like the standard G8 or on the V40. But it's still a great offering, and it's tuned by Meridian Audio, and it has all the 3D effects that you need. So that's all. So as you know, the big story with the G8 was absolutely no earpiece speaker. G8s ThinQ has an earpiece speaker, but this is the first time that LG have actually delivered a decent stereo audio experience. If you're holding it like this, you're getting a left and a right channel, which is quite impressive. Doesn't get as loud as like the boombox speaker. Side note, they took out the boombox speaker as well, but you have to cut corners to get it to this price point. In the camera, you're getting the same sensor that's on the G8 and the V40, but a smaller aperture, which does 2 things. One, it doesn't work as well in low light as those 2 would, but the low light image signal processing is far better on the Snapdragon 855 than on the G8 family. But then it also cures a lot of like the bright light problems that you used to have on that f1.5. That f1.8, you're getting a lot tighter, you're getting less artifacts, less internal reflections, which is good. So it's a handy trade-off, and I'm quite a fan of it actually. So what do I like? What I love about the G8 and the G8s is LG has finally jumped on the we put a case in the box train, and it's a very good case. It gives you good protection on the front and the back. It's just an amazing added value option that all of the competitors have been doing. 11,500 Rand launch price, that is amazing. You can pick the V40 up for the same money, but you're getting last year's processor, and you're probably getting one future update of Android less. It's heavier than LG flagships were last year, but I like the heft because it feels a bit more premium. This is the closest an Android phone has come to being like the iPhone XR of Android phones, if you can understand that, where they've taken the core experience and they've added in a little bit of extra battery. So this has a 3550 milliamp hour battery as opposed to the 3200 that's in the G8. The battery lasts a long time because of that 1080p screen, because of the Snapdragon 855, and because of Android Pie's power management. And again, I'm gonna state this. This is a Snapdragon 855. This is the best processor in the game right now for under 15,000 Rand. It's just incredible. This is what the OnePlus should have been, and we don't get OnePlus in this market. So this is the new default for anyone looking for a powerful Android that doesn't cut too many corners on the other premium thing. What I don't like is that LG is still kind of lagging behind with lifestyle convenience features, where Huawei and Samsung have both adopted desktop modes. LG still not doing that, but Android Q should solve that for everybody, so that's not that much of a concern. Also, it's wider than I like, and bigger and heavier than like the LG G7 that this is currently being filmed on. My biggest problem, however, is that LG have adopted Android 9 Pie's user interface navigation gestures wholesale without really giving any thought to the way that they do things. So it's little things like the multitasking gesture, which is a swipe up from the bottom, is the same thing as the app drawer gesture in LG's UI. So those things clash against each other and you get these little oddities throughout the user interface. So this is the new phone that I'm going to recommend to anybody looking for a new Android phone. It's got all the power you need. It's got future-focused features. Yes, the Hand ID thing and the Air Command thing is a little bit of a gimmick, but it's a good use of that time of flight sensor that's up front. And that combined with the IR sensors up front also gives you that secure face unlock, which is the closest thing to what Apple does and a great way to handle your phone and unlock your phone when your hands are maybe a bit dirty or a bit wet or something. Like having those sorts of convenience features is great, and it's a secure way of unlocking your device. My Galaxy S10 is currently in the shop because of a moisture detected in charging port failure. So the charging port is soldered onto the main board, problems with them honoring their warranty. So the full camera review where I want to actually compare it against the Galaxy S10, which is its natural competitor, is coming soon on my website, thatopinionguy.co.za. LG G8s ThinQ, the new default phone. That's just my opinion. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, share it everywhere, and I'll check you out next time. Cheers.